All right, this is the first ever, obviously not the second take, on the Luke Baker podcast, which is the best podcast in the world because there is no other. We need to get gas, so remind me of that. Maybe I'll get gas on the way home. This is going to be a driving podcast. So whenever I'm driving somewhere, instead of listening to music like a chump, just listen to this podcast. I'm driving, you're driving. Let's drive together. That's the name of this podcast, the Luke Baker podcast. Driving, let's drive together. That's the name of it. That's it. All right. So first order of business is, what is this podcast about? And you might be asking yourself, man, does this podcast have content? Does it have anything important to say? Is there anything at all, any reason that you should listen to this? And to that I say no. There is absolutely no reason that anyone would want to listen to this. But on the off chance you do, for some weird, perverted reason, it's here. So, anyways, we're driving. We're going about the speed limit, obviously, because we would never go faster than the speed limit. Always drive safe. Every time, always drive. Always wear your seatbelt. I can't believe that people don't wear their seatbelt sometimes. I mean, you'd have to be an idiot to not wear your seatbelt because they're so comfortable. They're so safe. They keep you from any danger. No matter what happens in your car, if you're wearing a seatbelt, you will not die. That is a fact, okay? So, always wear your seatbelt. Also, don't drink and drive. Apple juice, you can't have it. You might think, well, it's just apple juice. I can drink it while I'm driving. But no, you get distracted, and then now you have apple juice everywhere, and you're also dead. So, don't risk it. Do not drink and drive. That is my advice. Okay, another advice for driving. When you're driving, you want to open your eyes. See, when you keep your eyes open, you can see what's happening around you. When you start closing your eyes, and when you go to sleep on the wheel, that's when you start crashing into stuff. I learned that the hard way. You don't... Alright, emergency solved. There was an alarm on my phone that I set for this specific time that I knew I had the podcast plan, and someone must have sabotaged me. It must have been past Luke sabotaged this podcast. He didn't want it to happen because he knew it was too good of a podcast to ever give up. What a fucking jerk, What a jerk. Am I going the right way? I think I'm going the right way, hopefully. Otherwise, that would be bad. But we're going home from Market Basket. It was a good trip. We got everything we needed and a little bit more, because, you splurge. I splurged a whole $1.98. That's like, wow, that's a lot. And you might be thinking, that's too much to splurge, man. You can't afford that $1.98. But I'm telling you, man, it is not $2. It is under $2, so therefore it's okay. If it was $2, I would never spend that much. But $1.98, that is the perfect amount to spend because it's obviously $1. Yeah, I got some gummy bears. I might be going to the movies later. I'm not sure. And if I do, then the gummy bears will be useful. And if I don't, then the gummy bears will be useful because gummy bears are always useful. It's actually gummy worms, though, which are not useful. I just thought about that. Fuck. I wish I would have gotten gummy bears because there's so many applications that you can use gummy bears. I mean, in everything. Have you ever heard of, gummy bear soup? That is delicious. Gummy bear cake? Awesome. Gummy bear lasagna? The best food I have ever eaten. There's nothing better than gummy bear lasagna. Everyone knows this. But we got gummy worms. We can work with gummy worms. They're a little bit slimy. They taste kind of wormy, but they're sour gummy worms. So they disguise the disgusting worm-like taste with the actual taste of sour. The essence of sour. Sour is a weird thing, you know? Like, what is sour? Are oranges sour? I don't think so. But why are lemons sour? Does it have to do with the color? Because lemons are yellow, so are yellow things sour? No, because bananas are also yellow, but they are not sour. So how does this sour work? I honestly don't know. What? It's crazy, you know? So many orange... Are pineapples sour? Maybe a little bit. Maybe. Depends if you get one that's ripe or not, you know? Because the most ripe, those are so sour. I can't believe... Apples are sour, and those are green. Like every apple that I've ever eaten is a green. And they're not, and they're sour. How can they be green and be sour? That's it's statistically, it blows my mind how that is possible. All right, we're at a stoplight. Okay, it's green now, so you gotta visualize your goal. You're at the stoplight. You want it to turn green. You say it out loud. You just say green light, and then the light turns green. I swear, it works every single time. I'm not even making this up. Try it for yourself. Leave a like, leave a comment if it worked for you. It doesn't work instantly all the time. Sometimes you have to wait like 2 minutes, but it will work. Trust me. The light will turn green. Man, we're almost home. I can't believe this podcast is almost over. It's been good times, you know. It's been great. It's been awesome. We've been driving back from Market Basket, the best store in the world. Not sponsored, but Market Basket. If you want to sponsor this video, it's a podcast. There's no video. Maybe I could add a video to it. Upload this to YouTube because you got to get that YouTube ad money. Am I right? No, they don't do. Oh, okay. Well, anyways, it's fun. This podcast is going to happen every single time I take a drive, you know? So you can look forward to that. It might not be the best podcast. It is the best podcast ever because this is the only podcast that ever has existed. And that what makes it so special is that this is a podcast and podcasts they haven't existed. That they're not a thing. But now they're a thing because I'm making them a thing because I made this podcast. You see what I mean? We're pulling in. We're getting close to home. This is exciting. This is really exciting. Well, we're going over the bumps. We're going on the wrong side of the road. Don't do that, kids. That's not safe. But you have to do that because otherwise you'll wreck your car because there's too many bumps on the other side of the road. So you have to do that. It is illegal not to do it, and it's also illegal to do it. So it really confuses me. I don't get it. It's weird. Listen, I gotta go. I'll talk to you next time. This has been fun. This has been real, but it hasn't been really fun. I'm joking. It's been so much fun. I've never had this much fun in my life. Honestly. Yeah. Anyways, this has been the Luke Baker Podcast, signing out for the first time, obviously not the second time, because there's not another video that is secretly hidden or podcast that's secretly hidden in this podcast that you can find that's better. That doesn't exist, you know, because there's nothing better than this podcast. Bye.